Welcome, site facilitators. My name is Kevin Ashworth, and I'm a teacher in California. I'm working with the New Teacher Center and the Edcamp Foundation to organize the Edcamp portion of this year's Better Together Teachers Summit. We're so excited to have your help this year to make our second annual summit the best it can be for everyone involved. Your time and energy are greatly appreciated. This video will cover elements of your role as a facilitator for the Edcamp portion of the event. I know some sites will be using facilitators in other roles. Site leads will have information regarding that. Today, we're just going to talk about Edcamp. We're going to cover the schedule of the day for the event, a brief introduction to the Edcamp model of professional development, and your role as a facilitator and how you can help with the Edcamp process. You will see on the schedule that I've bolded the times where as a facilitator, we need your help. Remember, this is just pertaining to the Edcamp portion of the event, so sites may also be using facilitators in other ways. There are really two main ways in which you can help with Edcamp. The first is during the morning registration time as attendees are checking in. The second is during the Edcamp sessions later in the morning. We will go over your role during those times in just a bit. It is helpful if you can familiarize yourself with your site. Know where the Edcamp sessions will be held so you can help attendees find their rooms. Know where the restrooms are and where lunch will be served. That way, there are many people on campus that can help answer questions from attendees. So now let me do a brief introduction to the Edcamp model that we will be taking participants through during the Better Together Summit. Edcamp is a model of professional development that was created by teachers for teachers. Edcamp began in Philadelphia and spread to a few sites in 2010. It has since grown across the nation and globally. It is the Edcamp mission and model that have caused it to grow exponentially. Edcamp is not traditional sit-and-get professional development. Edcamps are free, open to anyone wishing to improve their craft, and probably the most important aspect of Edcamp, they are participant-driven, and that is why your role is so important. We need you to help our Better Together attendees understand their role in the Edcamp portion of the day. For many participants, and even you, this may be their first experience with Edcamp. Having facilitators that understand the process and can help take them through it is especially valuable. Each site has an Edcamp specialist that will lead attendees through an Edcamp. They will go over much of the same information you are receiving today with attendees the day of the event. We need your help with two main areas: creating the session board and facilitating a session. Let's talk about the session boards, one of the main ways you will help during the Edcamp portion of the Teacher Summit. Unlike traditional PD, there is no predetermined agenda for an Edcamp. Session topics are generated by participants the day of the event. In our case, we'll be working to create the session board during the registration time. And this is where you come in. As attendees are finding their seats and having coffee, we need you to work the room. Talk to them. Ask if they know anything about Edcamp. Briefly tell them that today they're going to decide what they want to learn by posting session ideas. Most sites will be using sticky notes. As you work the room, encourage attendees to write down things they want to talk about, what they want to learn, questions they have, something they're excited to share. Encourage attendees to use one sticky note per idea. This will help when posting notes later on. These sticky notes will be shared in parking lots around the main meeting room. The Edcamp specialist will then start grouping similar sticky notes into session rooms. The number of session rooms will depend on the size of the site. As the session rooms are set, a digital session board will also be filled out with links to collaborative notes for those attending that particular session. Here you see a sample of what a digital session board might look like. As the facilitator, you'll keep circulating among attendees, encouraging them to take a look at the parking lots to see what others are writing, to add their own ideas, and to answer questions. Remember, your Edcamp specialist will be there to help you answer questions as well. Your help with this process of creating the session board, especially at larger sites, is invaluable. We couldn't do it without you. Once session boards are created, attendees will have a variety of sessions to choose from. As we reviewed in the schedule of the day, there will be 3 sessions: which means participants will be able to attend 3 sessions based on their interests. This means you will also be able to facilitate 3 sessions. Your Edcamp specialist and site leaders will review with you how you will know which sessions to attend and facilitate. Another distinctive feature of Edcamp from traditional professional development is that sessions are not pre-planned. Edcamp is about conversations, not presentations. There are no PowerPoints, no lectures, no one is in charge. Edcamp sessions are all about dialogue and collegiality. Educators interested in a similar topic get together to talk about it. Because this is a new process for many attendees, you can help by facilitating the discussion if needed. As people come to the session, encourage them to sit in a circle if possible to avoid a front of the room feel. Get the conversation started by introducing yourself and why you're interested in the topic. You may facilitate a room that does this naturally. If attendees jump in on their own, you can just join the conversation. If the room seems quiet, get the discussion started. Remember, attendees will be introduced to the process, so they will know what's going on. However, sometimes participants are reluctant to speak up, especially if this is their first Edcamp. You are there to facilitate the discussion when and if needed. What empowers educators in the Edcamp process is the understanding that this is their learning. There is no one in charge of the room. There is no boss. They are there to share, learn, and grow together. Another way you can help with the Edcamp process is to encourage participants to take notes in the shared document that will be linked in the digital Edcamp session board. Everyone will have access to these documents and can add their own ideas to the list. If you see notes and ideas from the session are not being recorded, jump in and do so for your session. Also, use the CA Teacher Summit hashtag to share ideas from your sessions on social media. I hope you have a better understanding of your role as a facilitator with the Edcamp portion of the summit. If you have any questions, I encourage you to get in touch with your site Edcamp specialist or site leader. I know many sites will be holding trainings before the event, so you will get more information then. Your Edcamp specialist will also meet with you the morning of the event to review the day. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. You can also email or tweet me. On behalf of the New Teacher Center and the Edcamp Foundation, I want to thank you for your time and dedication to making this year's summit a powerful learning event for teachers across the state. We are really better together.